7. Backspin with jab step. The jab step is a quick step forward, and its purpose is to try backing up the defensive player to access enough space to get a clear look and shot at the basket. The jab step should be exaggerated to sell the defender enough to convince him that the player wants to go strong to the basket. The offensive player should always try to do a number of moves to create enough space between himself and the defender. It's absolutely recommended to try the same move more than once. Just because it doesn't work one time does not mean it won't work another time, even with the same defender. Eight. Fake pass and shoot. This move is done first with a backspin pass, then an exaggerated crisp fake pass. Remember, when faking a pass, it should look as realistic as possible to try and sell it as a real pass. When the defender looks like he might try and deflect the pass, the shooter will then turn his focus and vision to the rim and go up for a shot. Youth players should always shorten their shooting distance in any of these practice drills and then work their way back. 9. Rocker step and shoot.
Jab step, get the defender backpedaling. Bring the front foot behind me, shot fake, he goes up in the air. As he goes up in the air, I can go by him, I can take it all the way in for a layup, or I can pull up for a short jump shot.
The rocker step is a quick head and shoulder fake or a shot fake combined with a jab step. Like all offensive moves, the objective is to get the defensive player off balance or out of his defensive rhythm by adding the head and shoulder or shot fake with the jab step. Once the defensive player backs up or is off balance, the offensive player can go up for a shot or put the ball on the floor and then shoot or drive to the basket. In this particular drill, the offensive player is putting the ball on the floor and then coming up for a shot. 10. Rocker step with defender. Practicing the rocker step with a defender is very helpful in getting the young offensive player used to feeling covered, even though the defensive player is purposely going for the fake. With the rocker step and all these individual moves, it's important to maintain a crouched position when you make your fakes and when you go around your defender. If you straighten up, you'll lose the power and quickness which makes these moves so effective. 11. Pull back and shoot.
The purpose of this move is to try to get the defender off balance so you can get an open look at the basket. Here's how it's performed. I have my dribble already. I can't pick it up because if I pick it up then I'm stuck. So I have to make sure I keep my dribble. I'm dribbling at the top of the key. I want to set my defender up and create the illusion that I'm trying to go by him. That's going to force him to backpedal. Once he backpedals, I kick back and I raise for my jump shot. So I have my dribble here. I fake the drive, pull back. At this point, he should be backpedaling. That's when I elevate and shoot.
Like most offensive moves, when the defensive player backs up and the offensive player is able to instinctively think and act ahead, he will have the advantage. The offensive player always knows where he's going. The defensive player has to focus on his man, but there's an element of guesswork. In the pull back and shoot move, the offensive player is trying to exploit this guesswork. And if timed and executed correctly, the offensive player can get off a clean shot, even if the defensive player has a few inches on it. 12. Crossover dribble.
One effective way to get yourself open for a shot in basketball is to use the crossover move. The crossover dribble is a very effective way to get an open shot, but it has to be done correctly. The one thing that you have to remember when executing the crossover dribble is never to leave the ball out in front of the defender. If you do, there's a good chance that you're going to get the ball stolen away from you if the defender has quick hands. So what you want to do is have the ball in one hand, take a hard dribble to set the defender up, and then pull the ball back towards you. That way you don't leave it out in front of the defense for them to swipe it away. Watch again. I have the ball. I set my defender up, hard dribble, and then pull back, crossing over in front. That was left to right. Now I'll show you right to left. I have the ball, hard dribble, pull it back. And I can guard dribble as well, which means I put my body in between the ball and the defense. So if I have it here, crossover, guard dribble. Crossover, guard dribble. Never in front of the defender to get it poked away.
Youth players should practice the crossover dribble using both hands for the hard dribble as Dan describes. When the player does a correct crossover dribble, he will create space and put the defender off balance, thereby being able to get a clean shot at the basket. The player must keep low.
Now you have to be very careful when you do this, because if you try to do it too fast, the ball's going to get caught in between your legs and you're susceptible to turning the ball over. So what you want to do is make sure you take a hard step forward towards your defender. When I do that, my legs are naturally spread apart. Then I take the ball and I transfer it from my left through the legs to my right, and I try to get in a rhythm to shoot. Watch again. I have the ball on my left. I take a hard step with my right, cross over through my legs, take one or two dribbles, and then elevate for my shot. Cross over, elevate, and shoot.
The goal of the crossover dribble is to get the defender off balance. If the offensive player gains the slightest advantage, whether it be a quarter, half, or full step, he should be in a favorable position to get a shot off.